Hi, my name's Kevin Quillan, and we're at Peace Retreat, Costa Rica, and I am here with Lee. And we're going to break down the difference or distinctions between Cobra and upward facing dog. So we'll spend a few minutes breaking down these poses just to create the distinctions and the difference between these two poses. And fundamentally, what you'll have to explore is your relationship to both strength and flexibility in these poses. And that's what I'll be speaking to specifically with these poses. So we're going to work into Cobra to begin. So I'm going to walk you through you could say, optimal alignment principles to get into the pose. You can see Lee here has her feet at about hip width or so, maybe a little wider, and that's good posturing. Front of the pelvis is to the floor. And what you'll notice with Lee's arms is the idea is that her elbows are bent and wrists are underneath her elbows. So wrists are underneath her elbows, so you can walk your hands back just a touch, like right there. And so we're looking for this joint stacking experience where your elbows are over your wrists and provides you a tremendous amount of stability and strength. Now the idea here in this posture is to keep the lower half of your body to the floor. So from the pelvis all the way down through your legs to the tops of your feet. And so activation, that's the idea. You activate through the lower half of your body by pressing the front of your pelvis into the floor. Lee's doing that now. There's muscle engagement in the legs and pressing down through the feet. And so there's action and connection. With the lower half of the body engaged, the idea is to press through the hands. And you want to grip your mat through your fingertips. That's the idea. So you're strong and stable to the floor. And press down through your hands. And Lee's going to start lifting her chest up towards the ceiling slightly. Now the idea is to keep the elbows tracking back down towards the feet. And looking forward or even to the floor. And what that provides is a long neck and the ability to draw your shoulders down your back. And so that's the idea. And so what you're seeing here is great length from these toe tips to the crown of her head. And so this is a simple breakdown of Cobra. The idea, of course, is to breathe plenty and not stay in the pose for too long. So that's the basics of Cobra. Now the difference with upward facing dog is the entire body is up off the floor, except the tops of your feet as well as your hands. And so this is where we get into the strength and flexibility. Now, the basics are mastering Cobra and then working yourself into upward facing dog. So you have the proper alignment, you have the proper strength and flexibility to support you being in the pose. Okay, so we're going to start in the posture of Cobra. And again, I'm going to walk you through this. So feet about hip width or so, tops of the feet to the floor. Hands to the floor, elbows over the wrists. And this is a key element. So your elbows over your wrists. Now, the idea in upward facing dog is to press down through the hands as well as the feet and start to lift your chest up towards the ceiling above you. And what ends up happening, you can see here, is your legs lift up off the floor. So you press down through the tops of your feet, your legs are actually up off the floor, as well as the front of your pelvis. So the only parts of your body touching the floor are your hands and your feet. And the idea is to pull through your fingertips. So you draw your heart forward, shoulders back. That's the idea. Now with your eyes, you can look forward, you can look up, whatever's best for you. The idea is not to tweak your neck too much. And so this is a very strong pose. And what often happens in this pose is the shoulders go up by the ears. And so we're dropped, disintegrated. So the idea is to do the opposite of that. Be strong in your hands and lift your chest up towards the ceiling by being powerful through your legs. And so that's the idea of this pose. That's the difference of these poses. And you can come down. Oh, what a power move it is. Absolutely. And so there's a short tutorial between the distinctions of Cobra and upward facing dog. The difference between strength and flexibility, the ability to take care of yourself and build yourself into the best version of yourself in upward facing dog. Nice to be with you. Thank you, Lee.
Thank you so much. Namaste.